Okay, let's be real. So your resume is looking a bit empty. It's giving I worked retail once and helped my uncle change the light bulb in his garage. Not really impressive, but then don't worry. Within the next few minutes, I am going to help you improve your resume and help you pass the ATS system. Now, let's face it, these recruiters out here are asking for 3 years relevant experience for an entry-level role. And might I say, it's bogus, it's alarming, it's shocking, and honestly, it's fucking intimidating because most of the time, honestly, I have been through this. You will apply to so many job roles only for you to get automatically rejected. They don't even have the common courtesy of like having an actual real world person look at your resume. They just pass it through some system and you're done. And I know with most of us, our main issue is gaining relevant experience while having companies not wanting to hire any first year students, and they're kind of iffy about hiring anyone with no experience. Now, I am going to show you how exactly I combated that. I did. I might not have an internship, but I made it to some interviews, and that's what matters. And I'm a first year, so let me show you. 1, reframe the boring. Let's face it, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. For example, you worked at a cafe. Don't put it that way in your resume. Say, I managed customer sales and made sure that there was terrific output despite the high pressure involved. 2, don't say babysitting. I want you to say, I dealt with a stressful situation and provided on-demand childcare. Remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, you want the recruiters to notice you, but then the verbs that you're using on your resume, oh my god, my babes, they're a little bit weak. Don't use the weak verbs. Start your statements with words like, I led, I collaborated, I analyzed. Such words, these are the actual words that show like you actually know what you're doing. Though in actual sense, we both know that you don't know what you're doing, but shh, the recruiter doesn't need to know that because, it's none of their business. And so in some of those words, I organized, I designed, I collaborated, I analyzed, and trust me, you will come back and tell me it did work. Honestly, literally anything can be made better. It can be given a glow up. Let's say for example, let's say you helped organize a school event. That kind of helps you with like teamwork and everything, but we can make it a bit better. So you helped organize a school event. You can say you planned and coordinated an event which had 200 plus attendees, and you ensured the smooth running of operations. That's better. Honestly, that's better. Number 3, use numbers. Numbers is equal to scores. If you're writing anything in your resume and you're not able to provide numbers, honestly, I do not know what you're doing with your resume. First of all, if you helped organize events, quantify everything. How much money did you use? How much money did you generate? How many people came? Use metrics. Like, you helped manage a social media account. You can say that, but then you can make it better. Something like, I increased the Instagram followers by 40%. I increased the viewership by 12.5%. I handled 30 plus cases of malpractice. I helped generate content ideas which improved the overall engagement and interaction rate by 30%. Numbers are so important. And number 4, at least I hope so, number 4, you need to add projects. So this is something that we honestly don't talk about enough. But then as a first year student, honestly, let me tell you, you need that project. Honestly, you need to do projects. Whether you're a first year student, whether you're an entry level, or maybe you're transitioning from one career path and you want to break into tech. If you have no relevant work experience, what do I mean by relevant? Relevant work experience is work experience that is directly related to the job. If you lack any of that relevant work experience, you'll have to create the relevant work experience. This is through building personal projects and everything. So you kind of need to load your resume up with those. Number 5, I'm going to need you to dazzle everything up. Honestly, you are going to have to lie, but don't tell the recruiters I told you this. But if you have any personal projects, school projects, maybe let's say some passion projects, I'm gonna need you to kind of fake it a bit. Let's say, for example, you made the Notion calendar a template that all 5 of your friends use for organizing their schoolwork. You can do that. You can make it better. That's actual relevant work experience. You can dazzle it up and say, I helped with the organization and the time management of workload in uni and something like that. Like, use the previous tips that I've given you to kind of dazzle it up a bit. But then with personal projects, you can say that maybe you worked freelance as you were building the projects. You might not know where to add them in, but then in your LinkedIn, you can do that. And then on to number 6, I'd recommend whenever you send out your resume or anything, please ensure that you have your GitHub linked. That is the most important thing you can have as a developer, as a software engineer, as a data scientist. Basically, if you're in tech, in the tech world, your GitHub is the most important thing to ever exist. So I'm gonna have you have the GitHub everywhere. Commit any piece of code that you write. Honestly, push it onto your GitHub. Contribute to open source projects and such. And honestly, that will really help you. And finally, some bonus tips. Something that I've come to realize: most of us are lazy, right? But then remember, every job kind of requires a new resume. You might not want to agree with me, and I know it's a bit tiring, but then every job requires a new resume. Why do I say that? It's mainly the same content, but then you have to remember different job descriptions have different keywords. And truth be told, most of our resumes, they go through Applicant Tracking Systems, and this is basically AI, and the AI will match the job description to your resume. And if your resume does not have these similar words and everything, that it doesn't satisfy the required amount of keywords needed for you to kind of move forward to like the next step of the interview, my dear, honestly, my friend, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I'm gonna hold your hand, place it here. You are not getting that job, so you kind of have to, polish up that resume. And like, yeah, if a job description honestly has words like collaborate effectively, and you have words such as helped people in your CV, darling, you're not getting that job. You're not getting that job. So fix that up right now. And remember, personal projects are key. Keep your portfolio clean. Have your resume polished. And make sure that you use the right technical language in your resume. And that was it from me today. Please be sure to subscribe and share my videos with anyone, and drop it down in the comments and tell me, guys, how do you plan on improving the experience tab in your resume? Leave it down and ask away. I might help you in reframing the certain words. Bye, and I'll see you again.